Wow. Bills win. Bills win in a stunner at the end. That was one of the most remarkable games I've ever seen. If you left the stadium, shame on you. Your mom's mad at you. You're no meatloaf tonight. Your mom's embarrassed of you. If you turned the game off, you started doing dishes or went to bed early, you should be ashamed of yourself. What a game. And Josh Allen and the boys doing good work. Where's my I was going to show the Josh Allen up at the top. My camera angle's not working. But man, week 2 waiver wire, discuss this Bills Ravens unraveling for the Ravens. This is why, everyone's saying Ravens are going to win. Even I was like, maybe the Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl. Maybe they will. And then these things happen. And just mismanagement, bad luck, just a lot of different things that had to play out. Keon Coleman looking like a monster in this game. Will Keon Coleman be back? Is he going to do what we expected him to do last year? He's on the waiver wire list. So we'll break it all down right now and more. The Fantasy Football Show, the waiver wire show, week number 2. The King Henry, is he a top 3 running back? If you drafted over again today, would King Henry go in your top 5 overall? Would King Henry be running back 1, 2, or 3 for you? Did this guy not get enough credit? The answer is he did not. The answer is he did not. Now, I don't know if he'll break later in the season, but you just can't bet against him. He just looks too good. The offense is too conducive to the type of running style he has. Even if he was to, and there's times where it's like he's running at like 80%, it seems, but it doesn't matter. The offensive line's blocking. The defense is worn down. He's too hard to tackle. Like Derrick Henry, if I could go back, mistakes were made. Obviously we've done really well. Today was a really good day. We had a lot of ballers today. We had a lot of things go right today in the show.
Mashed potatoes!
Bunch of wins.
Yeah, buddy.
But yeah, there's always going to be something. There's always going to be something you look back on and say, could I have done this different? And honestly, Derrick Henry, I think for all of us, we should go back and potentially, if we could get in a time machine, draft this guy in the top 5. Let's talk about this game, the Fantasy Football Show. Bills win. Week 2 waiver wire show begins right now. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Live whenever news breaks, live to discuss games. After every game we go, after every slate of games we go live. So like after the morning and afternoon slate of games, we go live. We did that. We recapped that. Go watch that. We go live after the Sunday night game. We go live after the Monday night game, after the Thursday night game, Fridays, Saturdays, whatever. But this was an unbelievable game, and Josh Allen brought his A game, and Derrick Henry balled out, Lamar balled out, but at the end of the day, the Bills stepped up and the Bills took what was theirs. The Bills weren't having it. Box score, I can put up the score at the top of the screen so everybody can take a gander, and we can definitely discuss this game first and foremost. Then we'll get straight into the waiver wire. Let me screenshot the player stats and put those on screen as well. Josh Allen, 2 touchdowns passing. Josh Allen, 2 touchdowns rushing. he's so worth a second round pick in fantasy year in and year out, and is so completely disrespected. A lot of the quarterbacks are. Lamar as well. These guys back in the day, if you played football in the late 90s or early 2000s, quarterbacks went in the first and second round, and they really do deserve to go when they're ballers like Josh Allen and they can score 4 touchdowns in a game, or even Lamar. They deserve to go in the first round. They're not going to, nor should you draft them in the first round because you don't need to. But it's such an advantage having a quarterback like Josh Allen that's going to go out there and have a day like he did. Lamar Jackson go out there and have 70 yards and a touch on the ground and 2 touchdowns passing, but Josh Allen won the day, 394, 2 TDs passing, and again, running for 14 times for 30 yards and 2 touchdowns. James Cook had a day, 44 yards and a touch. James Cook also had 5 catches for 58 yards. He had a quite a day today. Derrick Henry was the winner, I guess, overall for anybody that had him this evening. Zay Flowers as well. You can see on the left side of the screen. Derrick Henry 169 and 2 touchdowns. Zay Flowers atop the wide receiver board there, 7 for 143 and a touch. Hopkins grabbed a touchdown. This was a remarkable game. And then there was Keon Coleman, 8 receptions, 112 and a touch, and a very heads-up touchdown. Almost had a second touchdown, but he got tripped up, and the Ravens made a big mistake not letting him score. Then Lamar would have had a shot. Keon Coleman wasn't going to slow down either. He wanted that second touchdown, and what a mistake to trip him up. And Coleman thought he was going the distance, and it was just a hand that hit his foot and just knocked his feet together, and he fell, and he was down, and then the rest is history. The game was on the line because of that play. Should have let him score so that you could get the ball and have a chance, but it's hard to make these decisions in the heat of the moment. But Coleman would have had 2 touchdowns, and what do we say his receiving was? 112. He would have had 2 touchdowns and probably 120, 125 had he scored on that play and 2 touchdowns. That would have been quite a day. But remarkable game. One of the best games really I've ever seen, to be honest with you. Does anybody think that might be in their top 3 all-time games ever watched? It was so fun. I mean, there have been bigger comebacks, but that game just was exciting. It was Sunday Night Football, first week of just an unbelievable game. Josh Allen's just such a baller. A lot of you saying top 5 for sure, top 3, it's up there. What a game. What a game. Garrett Wilson, Garrett Wilson was such a monster. Congrats to all you that drafted Garrett Wilson. Congrats to all of you that drafted guys off this Mars, man.
He's on a shuttle to Mars.
Look at it. Man. Look how good it looks. Debo Samuel, Tyler Warren's the real deal. Chase Brown, Debo's
aimlessly
Igbuka is him. Igbuka is him, top 12 wide receiver. All right, so we had a lot of W's today, a lot of them. You know, there are a couple of you sour Sammies in the chat. They were earlier that you drafted just the wrong combo of something, and you think everybody else had a bad week, and you're in here pissed off and blaming me. But you just happened to draft the wrong combination. It happens. You know, that's why you play in multiple leagues, so you don't put yourself in that position. Derrick Henry's fumble did cost the game over that defensive play that I was talking about. But at the same time, you know, from a fantasy perspective, we're not mad at Derrick Henry. And again, if we were to go back in time, what do we draft Derrick Henry number 3 or 4 or 5 overall? Would he go top 5 overall? If you could go back in time, get in the Marty McFly time machine and go back to your draft day, drop in the chat where you would draft Derrick Henry. Like overall, 5, 4, 2, 1, 7, 8. Drop in the chats. Those that say outside the top 10, you're just mad you don't have them. You can't be admitting anything you do wrong. You can't admit when maybe you overlook some things. The whole entire industry is gonna say that he should have been drafted higher. Every single person in here, top 15, amazing Rob, you don't have them. That's why you're saying that. 5, 7, 5, 1, 3, 10, 5. Look at everybody. We got 1,100 people in here. Please hit that thumb up button here on YouTube. This is your one-stop shop. This is the only place you need to be for waiver wire advice. And we're doing it live right now, impromptu style. Right in front of your face, you have the week number 2 waiver wire board. Now, I'm doing this impromptu. I'm going to need your help. If I'm missing somebody, spit them out. We'll put them on the board. This is kind of your boy Smitty coming in here right after game's end, and I'm going to miss some things. This is what I got. I love doing it live because you guys can help me tweak it. You also get to see my process. Instead of coming out here and being like, let me give you the list of the waiver wire picks for week number 2, and I've thought it out, of acting like it's all cemented into place. It's not. My mind's going 100,000 miles per hour. So is yours. And I think it's healthy to watch me tug and pull on the waiver board and actually get influenced by even my own amazing chat, because you guys are the best chat and community in fantasy football. So let's look at this and try and we'll get back to the game too. We're going to talk about all this stuff, week 2 in general, or week 1 in general. What are we thinking on this board right here? I looked up Aaron Rodgers. I looked up Fields. They're available in an uncomfortable amount of leagues. In some cases, 30%. In some cases, 40%. In some cases, 50%. I did not expect to see Aaron Rodgers and Fields available in as many leagues as I found. So these guys have to be on this list, even though some of you will say, oh, he's not available in my league. Well, he is in a lot of leagues, and the world does not revolve around your league. I'd probably say, Fannin Jr. is a guy we've been talking about all offseason, so hopefully some of you guys already own Fannin Jr. He's probably the top pickup of the week. For those of you that have Evan Ingram injured, George Kittle, you're kind of in a pickle right now. And Fannin Jr. is probably the most talented tight end on this board, even over Jonnu Smith, because this guy in college led the entire nation in yards and receptions out of all pass catchers. That includes Jeremiah Smith, Ted McMillan, Travis Hunter, all of the wide receivers in college football. Fannin was number 1 in yards, number 1 in receptions. He's a monster, Fannin Jr. And they love this kid, and he can be run out as a wide receiver, even with Njoku healthy on the field. It doesn't matter. This guy, they're going to run in the slot. He's going to be a wide receiver, and he proved to have a very, very solid outing in week 1, and he's just an unbelievable ad. If you go back to the board and you say, well, how do I rank this, Smitty? I need a wide receiver. I need a tight end. If you need a tight end and lost Kittle, I don't blame you for going Fannin Jr. Krosky Merritt's probably not available in enough leagues to really keep on here anymore, but let me search and just make sure. I didn't want to take him off until we looked it up. Krosky Merritt, let's see, he is available in 70. He's available in 30. Geez, he's available in 32% of leagues on Sleeper. He's available in over that on Yahoo and ESPN. He has to stay on the board. I think at this point, if I had to rank, and again, I might be missing somebody. I might have Travis call in here in a second. Travis, call in if you can real quick, if you're around. And you can help me monitor the chat. And if anybody's got a good recommendation of a player to add here that I don't have on here, I might not see it being typed, and I might need Travis to tell me. Krosky Merritt is probably still the top pickup of the week by far and away. And if he's available in your league, and again, only in 32 to 35% of leagues is he available. And that wouldn't really cover the Shark leagues. But in a lot of leagues, he's available. Again, nothing, your league might be different than other people's leagues. Judkins is still available in an uncomfortable amount of leagues, even coming off of the news where he was sitting there, first come, first serve waivers, or in your waiver process where you've got a rolling waiver, or in a waiver process where you got fab dollars, and every night players are available to be bid on, and when they aren't bid on, they become free agents the rest of the week. Judkins is still sitting out there. And in some cases, it's not someone's inept, or that a group of members in a league are inept. They just have very small benches. They have like 6 bench spots, and you can't afford to put Judkins on your roster if you don't know when he's coming back. So it makes sense in some situations that he still be there. Now, Dylan Sampson went out and had a day. Dylan Sampson said, not so fast, Judkins. You're not taking my job because I'm a PPR monster. And Dylan Sampson went out there and pulled in a whopping monster. I think it was 6 receptions. Let me pull it up. I think it was Dylan Sampson, week number 1, 29 yards rushing. Let me write Sampson on the board here. I'll try and keep the player we're talking about on the board and relevant while looking at the screen. He had 29 rushing yards. He had 8 receptions for 64 yards. No touchdowns, but that 64 yards, the 8 receptions, the 29 yards, super involved in this offense. Looked fantastic, looked electric, looked elusive, and the sky's the limit was the quote that this team, the Cleveland Browns, were pushing out there when Judkins was still relevant, and we thought he was going to be playing football in week 1, way before any of the domestic stuff started to kick up. It was right after the draft, and everyone's like, Judkins is going to be the only guy, and this is a guy we liked better as a prospect. and Sampson, and they said the sky's the limit for him catching the football. Well, I think he proved that that was an accurate depiction of what this team viewed him to be and what he is to this team. And I think unless he gets injured, he's kind of a smaller looking player out there at 5'8", 200 pounds. If he gets hurt, then yeah, Judkins would then consume probably all the first, second, and third down work. But even if Judkins comes back and takes the first and second down work, and again, 29 yards for Sampson probably leaves that door wide open for that. It's not like Sampson went out there and had 150 yards rushing. So I think they're looking at this going, oh my God, 8 receptions, 64. It's exactly what we thought Sampson would do. 29, we need more help here. And the draft capital gives Judkins the opportunity to take that first and second down work. My point being is that this is not going to be a simple Judkins takes over everything and he's the next Bucky Irving like some of you want him to be that own him. But he's still extremely valuable, and he still should not be on waivers. Gordon's going to be one of the most cut players walking out of this week. I bet you look on the trending tab on your platform that you drafted on and you manage your league on, and it probably shows Gordon being dropped by the thousands. And I even saw a couple of you worried Williams in the chat when we first started the live stream saying, I'm cutting Ollie Gordon. I'm upset. I'm an upset Unger. Ollie Gordon's still very, very valuable. And Ollie Gordon is not somebody that you should just cut and drop because you're frustrated. This is a long game in fantasy football. This is a marathon oftentimes. And I have to continue to remind people that we had Jahmyr Gibbs not do a single thing during his rookie year until week 7. He was worthless in weeks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we had Chase Brown. Chase Brown, you know the drill. You know the guy. You know the thing. Chase Brown was worthless in weeks 1, 2, and 3 last year. And we predicted him to be a monster. And he was a monster. So I'm not dropping Ollie Gordon. He's still an absolute marvel and gem. And the problem is the offense is garbage. The problem is Tua Tagovailoa is not a serious quarterback. The problem is Miami Mike is not a serious coach. And yes, even though Achane survived, and I think he continues to survive, this is a concerning environment where Ollie Gordon, the project of Ollie Gordon's put on pause. If you must cut him because you've got to pick up some bigger, stronger, better monsters, so be it. You know, if you got to pick up, if Ja'Cory Crosky-Merritt's out there still, and he's out there in literally, Travis, do you see, what's Ja'Cory Crosky-Merritt's roster ownership percentages in, do you have access to any other formats aside from Sleeper?
I got Yahoo here.
Yeah.
77% Yahoo. And,
Okay. So he's available in like 23% to 25% of all leagues. That's crazy. You know, if you could only roster one running back because
same on Sleeper.
Okay, so exact same percentage, then you got to cut Gordon for Crosky-Merritt, I suppose. But any other scenario where you got deep benches and you're like, Smitty, should I pick up Tillman over Gordon? I'm going to probably say no. Should I drop Dylan Sampson over, let's say we'll call it Dobbs, who had a pretty decent day? No, I'm not dropping a potential league-winning running back. In fact, I'd rather have Giddens, who looked like they really wanted to use him a lot, or Monangai, who might potentially become the starter in Chicago. I'd rather have that shot on those type of players than have a wide receiver I'm probably never going to use. Now, Keon Coleman is available in what looks to be, Travis, what's Keon Coleman's availability in any of those formats you got pulled up? I want to say it was like 40% or something.
Sleeper, he's owned in 76%.
Okay.
But on Yahoo, he's only 64%.
Okay. So in between 25 and 45-ish%, Keon Coleman's available. Would you say, in your opinion, he's the top wide receiver available in that context if he's available? Or is Keenan Allen, Hollywood Brown, Quentin Johnston, Thornton Jr. had a big play, but as we kind of talked about before week 1, he could potentially be a little hit and miss until he becomes something consistent. Who else did you say?
I think Keon's the top wide receiver right now. Receptions, 11 targets, you know.
Yeah. And the fact that he
Could've had-
almost had that second touchdown. I mean, he
Right.
was. So, yeah, Keon Coleman. I have the video, the Keon Coleman video. We got to bring that old school video up just for old time's sake. But Keon Coleman probably is from the wide receivers. And again, I know that some of you guys play in the best leagues ever, and these guys are never available. And Smitty, I can't stand how all the guys that you put up, they're never available in my league. Well, the whole world doesn't revolve around your league, Bill. And when there's a big enough number, if it was like 5%, I wouldn't talk about it. I probably wouldn't even talk about it if there was anything even like above like 86% rostered. Like anything around 15%, I kind of feel like it's my obligation to have a big conversation about it. Because it's still a large number. But Keon Coleman being available in 45 down to about 25% is a huge number. So this is probably the top pickup of the week, I would say, from the wide receiver position. And then the
running back, real quick, Charbonnet is only owned in 83% of Sleeper and 87% of Yahoo. So
Really?
he's out there. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know that I'm going to put that on. Damn it, that's such a close number to what we're saying. Charbonnet.
Right. It's something to note.
Wow. I mean, how do you guys prefer the waiver wire board? Like, am I putting with a 15% availability? Am I putting Charbonnet on this board? I mean, that's insane that he's available. I don't think there's a single league I'm playing in that he's. Caleb.
So that was in Marsman. In Dynasty, he's obviously going to be owned a lot more.
Yeah.
Marsman is a redraft. So.
Yeah, everyone's saying no way. This would be just, I guess, a footnote. Yeah, or no, everyone's saying no way to a trade, I think. The game reminded me of, I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't have a single league where Sharps is available. There's no way people don't have Charbonnet. Well, I mean, the data says differently, but apparently, okay, that's just a footnote then. I don't know that I want to.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, just something to look for.
Well, hold on. Someone's saying Charbonnet 70% in their league, 25% at least. Oh, you're saying to list it? Yeah. Well, I think 25% availability is probably what I go off of. Okay. All right. Let's swing back over to the waiver board. Something to note. Keep an eye on it. Keenan Allen. I would say Keenan Allen, Hollywood Brown, Quentin Johnston, Thornton Jr., Burden, I think, is going to rise up. A.O. Manor is probably next up. Royals might become something special at some point in the next couple weeks. Tillman is definitely looking solid. We thought he might have a good day. He caught a touchdown. He looked pretty good. I don't really know what wide receiver I'd put second. Keon Coleman is just the number one clear-cut top pickup of the week. I think Keenan Allen might be the safest next player. His rapport with Herbert is just, it's just locked and loaded. Quentin Johnston feels like he could continue to have success this year, but he also feels like he's like 50% that and 50% paper tiger. And Hollywood Brown, massive target share awaits him for the next 6 weeks. So if he is available, he's probably at least 2 or 3 on this list. But again, Krosky Merritt being available in nearly 20, I think it was 23% of leagues is insane. So he's by far and away, in my opinion, the number one pickup of the week if he is out there. I think Judkins being available. What's Judkins' roster percentage availability, Travis?
So 55% in Yahoo, and on Sleeper it is 85%. So big difference.
For Judkins, okay, Sleeper 85, and then so I think you guys can kind of get the drift that that if you're on ESPN or Yahoo, you're probably playing with a little bit more of I would say novice population. A lot more casuals. I mean, I don't know anybody that I don't know any Shark leagues that are on Yahoo, or no offense to anybody. Yahoo or ESPN anymore. I just don't know. I feel like anybody that's playing, I think what the reason for that is that so many people play like on Sleeper, and Sleeper's got its problems too. But so many people play on Sleeper that everyone wants to get all their leagues on one platform because it's annoying to go into different platforms. I think ESPN and Yahoo run leagues are like Facebook. You know, everyone's on Instagram or TikTok now, and anybody on Facebook is, you know, it's like your parents. I think any Yahoo league, any ESPN league, it might be offending some people right now. I just feel like you're playing with your work league. These are people that don't pay their entry fee until after the season's over. They're not serious about it as much as the average bear. There's no trades. This is you know, there's 2 people you've never met in your league, maybe 5. That's what you're doing, and so there's a lot more. 100% on Facebook. I'm on ESPN. Smitty, you have no championships, bud. Here, two for real. How about this? How about he just kick you out and your favorite show is now gone for you? There you go. You know, you want to be a smart aleck? There you go. Now that sucks for you. There's a lot of people that say, man, I should have just been nice. I don't know. Smitty, can you let me back in on the channel? But look, you're gonna be a total nuisance. We'll just get rid of you. Anyway, back to the board. If I had to rank, Benson's another interesting one. What's his availability on Sleeper and on Yahoo, Travis? Benson looked really good. He looked really speedy. Connor, I think, could wear down. He's always injured.
55% on Sleeper.
Yeah.
And 39% on Yahoo.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty damn good. That's awesome. Benson is a very, very nice option. And Connor, I think, probably either slows down because they're already giving Benson more work, and or he gets injured. Samson, I kind of have a big tier break here because I was running out of time. And again, I do this, I spitball this, and I'm not sure. Can everybody list off a player that I may be missing? And Travis, if you notice, I mean, someone might throw out somebody that doesn't deserve to be on here, but if you see anybody, let me know.
So, in Sleeper, Gervonta's 82%. He's only about 75 in Yahoo. So, you know, he's another guy. Just make sure he's not out there.
Okay.
Wide receivers, 2 guys that are kind of going to see what they do, but Jaden Reed dropped way down. He's available everywhere. And he had 45 and a touchdown.
That's a good one.
I know he's got the injury. And then because we don't know exactly how the Patriots offense is going to turn out, Kayshon Boutte had 8 targets and over 100 yards today. So if he becomes Drake May's guy, you know,
yeah, Boutte could go on here for sure. Boutte, the Boutte Meister. Okay, so you're saying that the first one you said was who, the wide receiver? Oh, Jaden Reed. Yeah, that's crazy. Where will we put Jaden Reed? Right next to Thornton? Would it be under A.O. Manor? Would it be? That's a tough one. Chat, what do you think? Would you rank him like what would you rank Reed? 5, 6, 7, 8 for the wide receiver ranks here? Let me change. I copied Dobbs. I just got to rewrite Reed. Hold on. I'm not moving.
Yeah, probably around 5 right now.
We love Reed. Reed is such a good player, and he's dealing with the Jones fracture, which is crazy that he's playing as well as he is playing. I wish they would give him the ball more. Someone said about 4 or 5, 6, 5 or 6, 7, 5. Okay, so I think I got him in the right spot. I'd probably say I like him over Quentin Johnston, but I can understand where people believe in Quentin Johnston after that performance in week 1. But I've seen this before. I'm not saying, trick me once, fool me twice, but I do feel like there's more of a chance that Reed continues than Johnston if I had to pick between the two. So I'm going to say Reed. I've always loved Reed. Reed's special. He's very, very special. And I wish he would get traded. Unless they're going to use him like this, then I'm okay with it. But Reed, Keenan Allen, Hollywood Brown, Keon Coleman, Thornton, Burden, I think becomes really relevant in the next handful of days, maybe when we see him play, or potential weeks. Tillman's really kind of unique. I like Tillman a lot. Dobbs looked okay. Mims and Bryant were wait and see. Chisholm down there, kind of right here, down here ways. It's somebody we monitor for the future weeks.
If
You know,
just another quick note: if you have a league where you can drop bench players that have already played, and you have guys that you're dropping for waivers, go and pick up a Burden or a Monangai or something like that, and stash them for tomorrow night.
I must have bumped Tesla off. I don't know where he is, but he's on this list for sure. He's so efficient. Remember what I said about him last week? Yeah, he's been on this list all offseason. I don't know why I bumped him. I must have bumped him off right before the show started somehow. So let me put Tesla back on here. Or I cover him up somewhere. He might be underneath somebody. Tesla. So Tesla, I would probably move, I think, above A.O. Manor. Just because I think they have so many design plays for Tesla. Like I said, he had one target today and he had a touchdown. So he's going to be one of those very, very consistently inconsistent players. Johnston, I could see liking Johnston more than him right now. Let's leave Tesla right here. Burden, Tesla, A.O. Manor. Okay, and then over on the quarterback side of things, Fields and A-Rod, what are they looking like availability on the two platforms? I was so shocked when I'm like, I'm going to go look at Fields and A-Rod and just see. And then when I saw Fields, I think I'll let you tell me what the numbers are.
So on Yahoo, Fields is 81% owned on Yahoo.
Okay.
And then on Sleeper,
Penix Jr. We can look up Penix Jr., but
Penix Jr. is available on Yahoo for sure. Fields on Sleeper is only 59%.
59%. Okay. And then Penix Jr. and then A-Rod.
Penix Jr. on Sleeper, 35%.
Jeez. I dropped the ball on starting this live stream without him on the screen. I didn't even realize that was the availability for him. This is kind of, look, I like this. Some of you might be like, all right, why don't you have this prepared? I'm doing this on the fly, and I think this is a good way to learn and absorb it because you're watching me adjust, mid-mode. And then would you say Sleeper, he's what? This is crazy.
So Penix and Sleeper, he's 35, and Yahoo, he's 32.
32? And then what about A-Rod?
Rogers on Sleeper, he is, I think it's 19% on Sleeper.
Jeez.
And 14% on Yahoo.
Okay.
Which is crazy. People don't have those guys like stats.
So big misstep on the quarterback preemptive ranking here. I'm going to go Fields above A-Rod for sure. I like A-Rod. I just don't think you're getting what A-Rod brought to the table in week one every single week. But I think he'll be pretty efficient as long as he stays healthy. And then Penix Jr. for me, I think, is it Fields or Penix Jr.? Who's getting ranked first? In the chat, rank Penix Jr. or Fields, Penix Jr. I kind of feel like I'm torn on which one I would start each week. They're very close for me. The running ability for Fields is unbelievable, but Penix Jr. ran too, a touchdown in. I'm going to say, for me, Penix Jr. is just a gunslinger, but he depends on London.
I was going to say, if London got a major injury, then it changes a little, but otherwise, Penix had basically 298 yards and a rushing touchdown. So
yeah,
he's going to his throwing is almost going to come close to making up for Fields running.
Yeah. So we'll put Penix Jr. 1, Fields 2, A-Rod 3. Dart is probably going to get the start, I think, in week 2. What a disaster for Neighbors. We talked about Neighbors being a risk, but an acceptable risk in some situations, but not in any sort of oversaturation. We don't want them across all your leagues because of the toe. Like, Neighbors is probably going to have surgery at some point if this team looks as bad as it looks and Dart can't turn things around. There's a really good shot that Malik Neighbors will be shut down at some point, right at the end of the season when it counts the most. And the fact that he's taking the hits he's taking, his body will not hold up. First of all, he's always getting hurt. I'm not trying to say he's in injury risk or injury prone, but early in his career, he's had several back, concussion, banged up all over, really. And then the toe injury, which he brings from college, I get it, but he's been on the injury report a lot in his very short year and 1 week resume. And so you watch him play, and if you watch every game and every play, and some of you do, some of you don't, I'm sitting there watching this guy just go up and get these 50-50 jump balls midair and just pray to God he lands down on the ground in a way that doesn't, separate his shoulder, sprain his ankle, hurt his toe, cause some sort of knee contusion. Because when your legs are flopping around and you're like horizontal and your knees hit the ground, you oftentimes can tear cartilage and have knee injuries. This guy's not going to stay healthy if they keep feeding him hospital balls 24/7 in this offense from all of last year to the beginning of this year. And then there's this footage of him sitting on the sideline just shaking his head. It was Devontae Adams in LV with Jimmy Garoppolo all over again. And there's a real good shot that this guy does not make it through the year, and it might not even be related to his toe. So they either get Dart in there, or this is going to be bad. And Dart, we don't even know if Dart's going to be serving up hospital balls all game because he's still a rookie. So he may look good in the preseason. We may think Dart's the savior, but Dart might have a struggle bus year on and off. He might do good sometimes, but Neighbors is a concern right now. This poor guy is getting leveled left and right. They're throwing hospital balls up, design hospital ball plays. This guy's literally jumping up and getting smashed left and right, coming down and smacking his knees on the ground constantly. I'm worried as hell about Neighbors staying healthy. But anyways, back to the board where we're talking about Jackson Dart. They've got to bring him in. Dable had no comment when talking about his potential quarterback situation. And Jackson Dart was not made available to the media after the game, which was very interesting because he was supposed to be. And Dable wouldn't let him talk to the media. And Dable was very coy about not wanting to name his week 2 quarterback. So all of this is very clear that Jackson Dart is probably starting week number 2. So he is definitely on this list for sure. Now, Danny Dimes, kind of like Quentin Johnston, you got to ask yourself, are these players that are going to surprise everybody and continue to, is this a Sam Darnold situation with Danny Dimes, or a Baker Mayfield situation, if you will, when he got revitalized? I say no. I say this is more paper tiger than it is real. We've seen enough of Danny Dimes to know he's not some elite quarterback. And while I think there's a shot that he lingers for a little while and actually stays in the lineup, I'm not saying he doesn't do that. I don't think we're going to see what we saw today consistently. So I'm not even worried about picking him up unless I'm in dire need or I'm in a super flex or something like that. I still believe that Milroe, once he gets in there, will be better than Danny Dimes. And if you needed to make a long play for some crazy reason because you got screwed at a quarterback, or this is a super flex decision, I would rather have Milroe on the long term of the season than to have Danny Dimes. Dart might be a different story. A-Rod, I'd rather have. I'm kind of ranking them in order, but I probably would just mention that if Milton or Milroe were starting, it wouldn't even be a question. I would rather have both of them over Danny Dimes. Penix Jr., oversight by me, creating the live stream without having him on here. But again, this is all done live on purpose and impromptu, because that's kind of part of the experience of seeing where I adjust these guys on the fly. I prefer this. I know a lot of you get this cookie cutter waiver wire show, and that's fine from other Mickey Mouse or cookie cutter content creators. This is going to be different. I do this live. I think this is the best way to learn together and adjust things together. And it's also a way for me to not make a mistake on a recorded video and not realize that somebody might be more available across one platform versus another. Anybody else see anything that's missing, that's blatantly missing? Not something that you want to point out that you got some sort of, like, I like Kendre Miller. Kendre Miller is not going to be in your lineup. So somebody else, crank out or drop any players that may or may not be available. Someone said Kyle Pitts. Is Kyle Pitts available?
Yahoo, in Yahoo, he's 65% rostered.
Jeez. Good one. Whoever threw that out, good one.
And sleeper, he's 85. But Yahoo, yeah.
Yeah.
Another one to keep an eye on, Calvin Austin, Pittsburgh. He had a good game. He's in single digits in both.
Okay, so Calvin Austin. The other one was Booty.
Yep.
So let me move this over here, and I'll put Calvin Austin down. Now I don't know that I would rank him. How high I would rank him?
Not very high. He's more of a monitor type of guy.
Yeah,
Keep an eye on
Austin.
him.
Butte. I don't know. I don't know if I want to write Butte on here yet, but I'll figure it out. I'll put I don't have room for him, so I'll figure out a place to squeeze him in. Tight ends. Any other tight ends? Anybody see anybody? Tua will be on. Yeah, that's right. So we'll.
What you think of Jonnu? I don't know how much work he'll get.
Yeah, Jonnu's on here. I got him on here.
Okay.
Jawan's on here.
Okay, yep.
Oh wait, did I bump him off? I may have bumped him off. Let me see. I think I already have his name somewhere, but damn, did I not put? I feel like I might be covering up a couple players. How did Juwan Johnson do?
He had a good game. I got it right here. He went 11 targets, 8 receptions, 76 yards. So if he's gonna just be that safety blanket for the crappy QB,
yeah, I like Arroyo long term, but we don't know what this looks like and when. So I'll put that right here.
Wow. So Ertz in 51% owned in Yahoo. Let me check. Yeah, I'm sure he's owned in more sleeper.
That's crazy, man. Ertz is available.
No, Ertz is owned in less sleeper, 49%.
Okay, so we got to put Ertz up here. I'd probably say
he's got to be top of the list, right under Fannin.
What was his line?
He ended up with
a touchdown and
26 and a touchdown, 5 targets, 3 receptions.
Yeah, I didn't know if he caught anything at the end there. Okay, so Ertz, put him right here. We still got Ben Sinnott. This is what I'm doing. I'm using Ben Sinnott to create Ertz, and I did, and then it's deleting it. So that's what happened to Jonnu. That's what happened to. Hold on, let me fix this real quick. Okay, so let me put Ben Sinnott back. Ben Sinnott's still someone to monitor because this is Adam Peters' next George Kittle, and there's no room for him right now. But if something happens to Zach Ertz, Ben Sinnott will become very relevant. I think this is pretty good. Is there any running back that I'm missing? We got Keon Coleman, we got Thornton, Hollywood, Reed, Keenan Allen, Quentin Johnston, Tesla, Burden, A.L. Manor, Tillman. I think we're covered on wide receivers. If anybody sees a wide receiver that should be on here, let me know. Penix Jr. Fields, Rod Dart, Fannin, Pitt, Ertz.
Josh Palmer had 9 targets. I don't know if he factors in.
Yeah, we can put Palmer on here. Let's see if I can make room. I don't know where the hell I'm going to fit everybody.
I mean,
so many wide receivers.
Austin and Booty, I would have as just as high as Palmer.
I think
he was more.
I got Austin on here. He's down at the bottom. Oh, who can I move off?
Let's see. Mechie can go.
Yeah, Mechie. Okay, we'll put Butte. Booty.
Let me see if people are asking about Strange. I know Strange is on there.
Yeah, he's on here. Noel's on here. So Butte, we put Booty on here. Likely is didn't we have Likely on here? See, I might have done that.
Did at one point.
Yeah, I think I just.
He's not owned in many because he's hurt. So.
Yeah, Likely's a good one. I think I put Likely over Jonnu and Johnson, to be honest.
Probably, yeah.
I still can't believe that game, man. I can't believe the Ravens botched that game. I mean, Derrick Henry definitely sold it at the beginning, but then there was just a lot of crazy mistakes made. But, you know, even from that, not letting Keon Coleman Who do we say we're likely? Not letting Keon Coleman score that touchdown was a mistake. Geno Smith, can you look up Geno Smith? Someone's saying Geno Smith, and by the looks of it, with Penix Jr., A-Rod Fields being available, I imagine Geno Smith's available.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. Sleeper, yeah, he's 82% available, only 18%
Okay.
owned. So.
All right. I think this is good. Any running backs that I'm missing, guys?
I don't think so. I'll see if anyone else has something.
For those of you spouting out names, look at the board. So most of these names are on the board. So it's like Tesla.
You would,
Tesla.
TBR keeps asking, so I'll just ask you so it'll stop. Drop Caleb Johnson for Benson. That's a yes, right?
Yes. All right. Running backs, guys. Any running backs missing? Pierce? I don't know. What did Pierce? He didn't do anything, did he? Trey Tucker's on the list. Look at the board.
Pierce had 3 carries for 5 yards.
Yeah. Wan'Dale Robinson.
Yep. Wandale got a huge. It was basically him and Neighbors 100, like 90% target share. So Wandale is going to get plenty of opportunity.
I thought I had him on here. I must have bumped him too. So we'll put Wandale on here. Let me move Reed up.
Someone else said Shipley. Shipley, I mean, he looks good. He's got the rib injury.
Okay. We'll put Shipley on here. Reed, I'm gonna move Johnston up. We'll put who is it that we were just saying right here that I was making space for?
Wandale,
yeah. So we'll put Wandale right below, I guess, Quentin Johnston, maybe. I guess.
Yeah, he's up there. And like you mentioned, guys like Thornton Jr. and Ollie, they're going to be dropping a ton of leagues just because they didn't produce. And there's plenty of opportunity there for them.
Okay, Wan'Dale Robinson's been added. I think this is good. We got Booty on here. We got Palmer on here. Quentin Johnston, Wan'Dale Robinson. Thornton Jr., I hate to move Thornton Jr. down a little like I did, but just monitor him. And as soon as he gets on his horse, he might be extremely valuable. So just kind of keep an eye on that. He's just still very raw and green. And so I don't know that he's going to be consistent yet, which is why it's kind of what we said earlier about Renfro, no thanks. Tootin, I guess Tootin is available still.
Yeah,
a lot of leagues.
Maybe we ended up with more carries in him in the end, but
yeah, but Tootin's
still go either way. Yeah,
Tootin's still a blue. I still love Blue. He's on here. Don't worry. Blue I like a little more than Tootin because ETN looks so good that it's not like they're trying to replace ETN anytime soon. And not to say Javonte didn't look good, but I do think Blue's got a little bit clearer or easier path than, let's say, Tootin, who didn't even play with the starters. So this is
do you
Tootin.
still look for Brian Robinson? I don't know. He might be on. You got 9 carries.
I got Brian Robinson on. I should. Where are these guys going?
Running away.
What in the hell? I have Brian Robinson on here.
Oh, he's owned in 85% of sleeper.
Can't believe these guys keep vanishing.
70% of Yahoo. Okay, so I see this comment right now. I'm dropping Njoku for Fannin. I wouldn't drop Njoku for Fannin.
Yeah,
Njoku's going to have a role still. Fannin is going to run out of the slot. He's going to run as a wide receiver. They're going to move around, so that would be premature to drop Njoku.
Yeah. See, this is what happening. Garendo was... so I used Garendo, and then when I did that, he went away. So hold on. Let me just change this out. So this would be B-Rob Jr. Okay, I think that's it. So, end of the day, guys, I'd say Penix Jr. Who?
I'm just checking. What about Mooney, if he's coming back? He's 61%. 61% in sleeper.
It's not bad.
Just on the chance that London is worse than we think. I don't know.
All right, I'll put Mooney here. What did Bond play? Isaiah Bond.
He
I feel like
one target, 1 reception, 5 yards.
Okay, yeah, I figured I didn't notice anything about. You said, who was the one you just told me? Mooney. Okay,
Yep.
so Mooney. So all right, let me recap real quickly, guys. So if I had to rank these guys overall, I'm gonna go Krosky, Merritt, Judkins, probably Keon Coleman. Or I'd even go Krosky, Merritt, Coleman if you need a wide receiver. I don't think I could not. If Krosky, Merritt was available, and again, it's only about 23% of leagues, I think, is what we calculated. So that's a big number, though. If Krosky, Merritt's available, I don't care if you need a wide receiver. You're probably taking Krosky, Merritt. You could probably trade him for a better wide receiver than Keon Coleman, even. I would say Keon Coleman could be ranked second. I wouldn't be opposed to that. I think Penix Jr. is the top quarterback option. Fields, A-Rod, Gino, Fannin Jr., Pitts, Ertz. This is the waiver wire board for week number 2. Now, I'll probably do another video tomorrow that highlights 1 or 2 of these guys in an upload video. This is probably how I'm going to do the format for waivers every single week. Do this live version. We'll drop it live. We'll do Q&A. We'll do all kinds of phone, if I can manage the phone calls and get those done as well at the end. And then I come in and do a video drop on a specific focus of 2 or 3 of these guys. So that's how the waiver wire show is going to work going forward. Travis, I might have to get to these super chats, so I don't know if you want to call back once I'm through them. And
Yeah. I'll call back when.
Otherwise, you might be waiting a while. All right, appreciate it, Travis. Thanks.
No problem. Bye.
All right, guys, the phone lines will be open in a little bit. They're not open now. Northwest dropped a $25 hauler. Northwest, appreciate you dropping this $20 hauler, my boy.
Alert. Super chat alert.
We're going to get to these supers, and then we'll go. Hopefully, we'll have time for some phone calls as well. 1792 in the building. 1,700 people in the building right now. 1.5K from YouTube alone right now. 1,500 people watching from YouTube. I can't thank you enough for being here. Please hit that subscribe button, though, because we go live whenever news breaks. I'm also live additionally Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. And if you're not subscribed, you're not going to get the alert that we're live at 8 p.m. every single day, Monday through Friday. We're live whenever big news breaks, and we're live at midnight almost every single night, 7 days a week. So this is the show for you. We're constantly live here, so please hit that subscribe button. Probably could hit 36K on this stream if you all hit that subscribe button now. I just got 4 more just right now by asking. So 35,460. Wouldn't be surprised if we went all the way up if you guys just smash that button. Gibbs, Chase Brown, Igbuka, Marvin Harrison Jr., Trey McBride, Marion Hampton, Ted McMillan, Travis Hunter, Matthew Golden, Tank Bigsby. Any moves to make? I'd probably say with this team, you're not panicking on Gibbs or Chase. You just had a really bad week with the wrong combo of guys, bro. Oh, that's not Jamar Chase. It's Chase Brown. Gibbs, Chase Brown, Igbuka, Marvin Harrison Jr., Trey McBride, Marion Hampton will bounce back. Ted McMillan will have a better day. There's nothing I'm doing with this team. You're not going to sell low on these guys, bro. That's just not going to be a good move for you. Ultimately, you're going to just take too big of a bath on trying to get rid of any of these guys. Unless you're trading DJ Moore off a big game, so wait on that. Or you're trading potentially... there's nothing here to trade. I'm not trading Igbuka, and Gibbs had a bad game. You're not going to get the world for him. No one's going to expect you to trade him low anyway, but you just can't trade him. And Chase Brown, while he did have a touchdown, he didn't exactly, go ballistic. So I don't know that you're overselling any of these. You're just waiting a week, quite honestly. Am I about to drop Bigsby and Dak? It depends on the options on the waiver wire. I don't think that Dak should be cut. I don't know about Bigsby. Bigsby looked okay, but ETN is definitely the guy. ETN is definitely the starter in that Liam Cohen offense, which is fantastic for ETN. He looked remarkable in this game. But I probably say that it depends on who you're picking up. If you're picking up Benson, sure, I'd probably take Benson over Bigsby. You're picking up a Corey Krosky-Merritt, of course. You're picking up something like that, I'm fine with that. You're picking up Woody Marks, you can make the argument, but I'm certainly not cutting Dak unless you're picking up, let's say, Penix. Well, no, I still probably like Dak. Look, Dak had a good game. He just didn't have any support. Everyone's dropping the ball left and right. It wasn't his fault. Appreciate you, bro, says Oliver. Oliver, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you more. Best show in the biz. Thank you. Appreciate you. A little sweet for dropping that little number. Thank you so much. Smitty, King Henry for the win. Tap. Take a lap, pal. You take a lap. But thank you. Appreciate it anyway. And let's see here. This one here from Fernando. Fernando, appreciate you. Says full load drop on Booty. Booty, no. No. I'm not doing a full load drop. I don't mind picking him up, but like, bro, that's not a player I think we're actually going in and saying, hey, let's put the whole wad, the whole 200 out of 200 full load drop on
Initiate full load drop.
I don't think so. That's not the ticket. Down 12, need defensive miracle, Vikings D or Bears D. Probably, I don't know, man. Chat, Bears D or Vikings D? I'd probably say the Vikings D. I just don't know. That's a really, really tough call to expect. I go Vikings D. You guys, vote in the chat, please. Vikings D or Bears D? I'm a little biased. This game reminded me of the 2018 Rams-Chiefs game. Thank you, Scotty. Do appreciate your super chat, pal. The man, the myth, the legend. James Cook for Igbuka. I would take Igbuka personally, but you know, you could make arguments, and you know, depending on your team need, there could be some debating. But you know, and Cook did score and he looked good, but ultimately, I think Igbuka is going to outscore him, and I love Igbuka. He could be a top 10 wide receiver. Sell Flowers high. I probably would shop him, but I don't know that I would necessarily count on him not being a top 15 receiver. Lamar's never produced a top 20 wide receiver, but is it time that he does? Quite possibly. Quite possibly. Hard to say though, bro. Hard to say. I would say shop him. You're trying to get Hampton and Hendy and all these guys cheap. Sure, I'm doing that all day long. But am I selling him off, like pretending that he's not going to continue to play well? No, I think I hold him. What are your thoughts on Tesla? I think he's going to be extra and ultra efficient, but he's not going to get consistent play for a little while. Not to mention Detroit doesn't look exactly, you know, smooth out there. But I think he's going to get these manufactured successful plays, you know, game in and game out. So a good wide receiver 4 or 5, but that's it. You're probably not starting him yet. Rest of season, Green Bay defense or Seahawks. Probably say, I guess I would say Seahawks defense. I think they're going to be pretty good this year, but hard to say. Go off of your scoring might be a little bit more leaning one way or the other. How did they score in your particular league this week? Sell Flowers high. Already answered that one. Appreciate you. Hall, Harvey, ETN, Bill, Ollie, QB, Knicks. Don't panic on Knicks. I know he had a very bad game, but so did Dak, and you're not supposed to be panicking on Dak either. Knicks is still a dog. You can write people off as fast as you want, or you could look at things logically. And Knicks still looked amazing on that touchdown strike. He was definitely off his game. He did not play well, that's for certain. But I still very much think he's a dog. And he struggled before in his career. He struggled in college before he transferred to Oregon. He was actually really much on the struggle bus. And he's a kind of guy that turns things around, and he uses that adversity to become better. So don't give up on Bo Nix. I'm telling you. Running backs, Genty, Hall, Harvey, ETN, Bill, Ollie, QB, Nix. Trade JCM for Fields. I would probably not do that. I'm going to bank on, you're giving up on Bo Nix too early, and you're giving up a running back like JCM that could either better your lineup somewhere else, or you can put him in your lineup. So I'm going to say no on that. Go trade him for Hampton. Go trade him for potentially Travis Hunter, you know, or something like that. How much fab on Fannin? That's not something I can answer. Whenever somebody gives you a number or a percentage, I'd stop listening to that person's advice, because every league is different. I have leagues where I have to drop 100 out of 100 to pick up any player. You just can't get anybody, because everyone's going to be bidding $100 out of 100 on every player that they want. and everybody runs out of money at the same time. But by the time that one guy's out of money, because not everybody's gonna, win $100 player, it's like week 7 and no one has money left. The last person with the 100 finally blows their wad, and then there's no more waiver wire players to pick up. Nobody good. So you can't come up with a number. You have to know your league. Jesse, look at your waiver wire transaction history and see what the average person is going for in that range of players. Is it $20 out of 100? Or if it's $500 fab, is it ever in the hundreds? Go off of that number and maybe go $5 or $10 over the highest bid you've seen so far this offseason. But I'm not saying that Fannin necessarily, current starters in Njoku, I'm not saying that Fannin's necessarily worth a full low drop, but I think he's a very fine ad. But honestly, we've been talking about him a lot all offseason. Kind of hard for me to accept somebody's going to drop their entire fab when he's been sitting out there. But mistakes are made, and if you need a tight end, he's not bad, but I don't know that I dropped Njoku yet. Get Jawan Johnson at tight end on the tight end board. He got paid earlier. Yes, we put him on there. He's probably covered. He's on there. I think I just moved somebody over him, but I did put him back on there. We'll probably see a duplicate later when I move the guys around. He's probably hiding under somebody. Vikings or Bears winning team? Vikings. If I had to pick a winner. Cut Caleb Johnson, the running back. It depends who you're picking up. I'd say that he's still worth holding in some scenarios. And this one, did you have meatloaf tonight? No, I did not. No meatloaf tonight. Don't ever even eat meatloaf, even though we pretend we do. Would you trade Sharps for Harvey? I would rather have Sharps right now. And I think that Sharps looks really, really set up nicely. Who knows at what point he takes over, but I think he probably does. And he's better for the system anyway. Would you do Pearsall for Sampson? Probably not. I'd probably rather have Pearsall right now. But that's a very good and tough question. I don't know what the conversion is on this. Alberto, thank you very much. Appreciate you with the blank. Whatever the conversion is, I don't know. I remember the first time I saw one of those and I didn't know it was a different number. I was like, $1,900. I didn't know. I don't know what the conversion. Someone look up the conversion on that. Trade Walker and Javonte for JSN. I would probably say give me JSN personally. I think that's a pretty good move. Pretty solid. This one's from the biggest one. Appreciate you. We shop Evans for what we can get. Sure, Evans, but who's gonna pay you or give you a lot for Evans right now when he went out and had a dud game? So I'd be careful what you're doing. Hampton comes to mind. A lot of the buy low players that we're going to talk about all week come to mind. Hampton, Harvey, Hendy. Those players are fantastic go-gets for a player like that. Thoughts on Breece Hall? Love him, bro. Love him. Doubters were proven wrong. Breece Hall went to...
He's on a shuttle to Mars.
No, he's not on Mars. He's on the Saturn men list.
The Saturn men.
One small step for man, one giant leap for Saturn.
Been on the Saturn men list since January. What do I think of him? That's what I think of him. And I think all the doubters got absolutely embarrassed today. Just embarrassed. Breece Hall to the moon. Is he a top running back? He's a top 10, top 12 running back like he's always been. So fantastic job drafting him. Would you trade Krosky, Merritt, and Hendy for Kyron? I think you're jumping the gun a little bit on thinking Hendy can't be an equal to Kyron. I think he can definitely be an equal to Kyron. But I'm also liking the fact that they are an equal potentially, and I suppose Kyron's a little bit safer. Chat, would you rather have Kyron Williams or Krosky, Merritt, and Hendy? Please vote in the chat. Make sure you check the chat because they're going to have a very accurate depiction of that. I think you missed my super chat. Not yet, Lasers. It's just I haven't got to it yet, my boy. You got to hang tight. There's a long little wait here. I'll try and find it as soon as I can. T-Bone with a $20 hauler. Appreciate you, T-Bone, dropping the 20 watt on screen. T-Bone to the mother freaking moon. T-Bone.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Majority of Kyron votes coming in. We ate today, scored 148, 12-man PPR. Josh Allen, Bajan, Kyron, Pitts, Buka, Debo, Hunter, Gordon, Bench, Braylon Allen. Love the team. Who should I sell Fields for? Maybe you try and get Hendy because it sounds like people are worried about little Hendo. So maybe we're going to go with a Fields, and I don't think you have room. I'm tired. I like your team, bro. I'm probably just sitting on this. You scored baller points for a reason. Like let the team ball out. Unless you could trade Fields for Harvey, I guess I would try. I mean, you're gonna probably have to go to the teams that need a running or a quarterback, and then let me know what they have on the roster. You know what I mean? But I'd say in general, Harvey would be awesome. Yeah, Harvey would probably be my pick. RJ Harvey for one of these three: Myers, Jamo, or Keenan Allen. I think you're being a reactive Roger, Steven. Your name's Steven. Don't be like Roger. Don't be scared, Steven, either. I mean, look, Harvey's gonna take. He might take some time. What do you think the person felt like that traded Chase Brown after week 1 last year, or week 2, or week 3? What do you think the person felt like that traded Jahmyr Gibbs or even cut Jahmyr Gibbs after week 6? You know how many people came into the live stream and said, I'm cutting Jahmyr Gibbs in weeks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6? Imagine being the guy that gave up on Jahmyr Gibbs in week 6, walking into week 7 when he became an elite and electric running back. Trade Flowers for Pickens. I think Flowers might have a little more value right now than Pickens, but I do like Pickens, and I could get behind either side of this. Dropped a 200 bomb today, Luigi to the moon, and I'm so glad to hear when my people excel and exceed. Good job. Trade Walker and Javonte for JSN. I probably would rather JSN by a hair, but that's a really close call. Plato, I appreciate you dropping this super chat here. Plato says, Alum, second Egbuka trade for pennies. Thanks, Smitty. Thank you, pal. I think you got Egbuka for pennies is what you're saying. I appreciate you very much for dropping the super chat, and congrats on Egbuka being a part of your family now. A part of your family, pal. Been watching football for 25 years and definitely top 3 game ever. Yeah, that was a good one, bro. Who dat Lolo? Thank you for the super chat. That was probably in my top 3 games. That was such a great comeback. Not panicked on Knicks, but how much fab should I drop on Fields? I have no other QBs, and Penix is also on waivers. I'm going to drop probably, just a solid amount that makes me feel like I'm going to get him, and I can't really tell you what that number is. Only you can. I'd probably say most likely, if this is a league where no one's hurting at quarterback, then, I mean, if it's $100, I think that probably have to drop like $40. If it's $500, probably have to drop like $100 or $150 or $200. But again, in a league where I play in one league where I dropped $200 on a player and he went, the next highest bid was $22. And then I have another league where I bid $150 on a player, and it's a $500, amount of money that you have all year, and somebody dropped $500. So I really can't tell you, but I think that it is important to get him. Sure. I think that'd be good for your team, just to make sure you're backed up and secured. So thank you for the super chat. Trade ideas: 12-man Dak, Achane, Genty, Hendy. I like the squad a lot. Thinking of BTJ London for Achane and 1. I don't think so. I'm not trading. I mean, I guess I would. Achane's just I'd rather go get Hendy. I'd rather go get potentially. I'm not saying I don't like Achane, but Genty or Hendy feel like a better play. And then you could get another player as well. I do like Achane a lot. London and maybe a Pearsall or London and T-Mac also might be a good trade for like one better, stronger wide receiver. Thank you, Alec. Appreciate your super chat. Thank you so much. $10 hauler from Fuzz. Fuzz, appreciate you for the super chat, my boy. Do I take CMC for K9? and Olave. I would rather have CMC, and then I flip CMC. But of course, I'd rather have CMC than that. Thoughts on Colston Loveland? Haven't heard you talk about him much. He's okay. I think he's probably a pretty serviceable tight end walking into the season. But do I think he's going to be consistent with Caleb? Probably not. But that doesn't mean he won't be. Tight ends are not always consistent anyway. So he could definitely be like a top 7 tight end, possible. Traded CMC, Worthy, and Brian Robinson Jr. and Adunze for Lamb and Hunter. I'd rather have Lamb and Hunter. So I think you made a good trade. At the end of the day, you don't know when Worthy's even going to play. And CMC, I think, does still get hurt. Brian Robinson Jr. might not even hold on to the backup job, so it's not like you're cuffing that in an unbelievable way. And while I do like Adunze, it's probably worth that swap. Looking to trade Debo for Pearsall and JCM or keep Debo. I'm okay with either side. I like Pearsall and JCM about as much as I like Debo, so you got to pick your poison there. I like both of them. Both of them are pretty solid moves. This one here from Ricky. Appreciate Ricky with a $20 super chat. Ricky to the motherfreaking moon.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Ricky, thank you. Get Bucky, currently top scorer in my 14-man league. Rank my team: Lamar, Barkley, Bucky, Bill, Sampson, Ollie Gordon, don't cut him. Kelsey, Hunter, Pickens, Hollywood Brown, Keenan Allen. Any moves to make? Look, if you're the highest scoring team, making moves probably isn't a smart move. So I'd probably stand down with what you got, bro. You're doing great things right now. Would I consider trading like a Bill and maybe Pickens for a better wide receiver? Sure. So if you can do that and you could go shopping for some of the busted, week 1, everyone's so upset about situations, then yeah, I would strongly consider it. Like BTJ, for example. He let people down, so they want to trade him. You get something like that, a BTJ, using Hunter and Pickens. You could also trade, like, let's say, Keenan Allen and Sampson for London, because or Bucky or Krosky Merritt for London. I'd probably do that straight up as a way to stash London, because some people are so fickle, bro. A guy gets hurt like that, they'll drop him, cut him, trade him. Trade AJB for Flowers and what else? I don't know what the person has. I could throw something out, but how do I know what in the hell they have? I think AJB for Flowers, and it'd have to be like a doubted Harvey right now. AJ Brown's still probably got more trade value by quite a bit. I mean, what if he comes right back and everyone's like, okay, they would, you can give out, you can get the world for him. I'm not saying everybody's a AJ Brown buyer, but one of my teams scored 174 today. All my players were in double digits except for Cooper Kupp. Thank you, Ragey to the moon. Congrats on the team. Got a lot of people balling out from this community. Thank you very much for the super chat. $10 from Dunphy. Appreciate you. 12 team full PPR QB, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 flex, 1 tight end, 1 defense. Trade Joe Burrow. I have Fields. Running back start. Ollie, Harvey, Sharps, Bill. Adams okay, looked decent. My Joe Burrow, Chase, and Ollie started to kill me. All good. I don't know. It's a lot. There's a lot here to unpack. Trade Burrow. It depends, man. I don't think so. No. I mean, what are you going to get? I think you're overreacting. You're trying to trade with Joe Burrow after 1 week. That sounds like a panic Peter. Ollie, Harvey, and Sharps, Bill. I mean, Sharps and Bill are probably your starters right now, but you're awaiting Harvey, and when Harvey goes into the lineup, you're going to be pretty excited. So I think you're waiting on that. I don't think you're selling Harvey on the low. No, I'm not trading Joe Burrow. Not unless I can get Mahomes and something. Like someone's going to buy Burrow knowing he's going to bounce back. Sure. Give me a Travis Hunter and Mahomes for Burrow. A doubted Travis Hunter. I think I'd take that. But past that, not making any moves, I don't think, in that direction at least. Having Njoku as a tight end, should I pick up Harold Fannin? But who can I drop on the bench? A.O. Manor, Trey McBride, Charbonnet, Harvey. Horton. I'm dropping Horton in a redraft. If it's Dynasty, I would take Horton. But I'm going to drop Horton in a redraft. Appreciate you, and I do like Fannin. That's definitely a good pick. He's a monster, bro. Moth, appreciate you dropping the super chat on screen. 14-teamer, start 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 flex. My problem is going to be deciding who to bench. London, Garrett Wilson, Buka, Hunter, Debo, Rice, Bucky, JCM, Sampson, Ollie. This man Smitty got me thinking right. Thank you. Appreciate you. I don't know who I'm betting. It's going to be week to week, man. Matchups. I wish I could tell you like I would say that Bucky and JCM are your locked-in running backs. You know, your wide receivers you're locking in are going to be, once he's healthy, London, Buka, and probably Garrett Wilson right now. And if you can have another player, it would probably be Travis Hunter. But until London's back, you can play Hunter at least, or Debo. I'd probably say Debo for right now. But I do think Travis Hunter will earn that 4th spot, and then you got to maybe make a trade. But Debo's a fine play. Drop 2 in non-PPR: Mason, Gordon, B-Rob Jr., Diggs, and Aaron Jones. I definitely drop Diggs. And then the other player, I guess it'd be... I guess it would be... What did Aaron Jones finish with today? Let me see what his final number... Or not Aaron Jones. Who was I looking at? Brian Robinson Jr. What did Brian Robinson Jr. finish with today? And we just got to kind of wait for Aaron Jones and see what he does. But Brian Robinson Jr., where is he? What did he have? How many carries did he have? How many carries did Garendo have? That's really the question mark. I know Hargis. I misspoke. But thank you. Brian Robinson Jr. had 9 carries. Garendo didn't have a carry, which is so surprising to me. I think Shanahan's dropping the ball there. 9 carries for Brian Robinson Jr. for 3.7 a pop. I mean, no one ran well. 3.1 for McCaffrey. No one had good yards per carry. So I'd probably say I can't drop Mason or Grendo till we know what's going on there. Or sorry, Mason. I'm misspeaking. I wouldn't drop Mason or Aaron Jones until we know what's going on there. I definitely could drop Diggs. I'm not dropping Gordon yet. And, you know, honestly, I guess I would maybe drop Brian Robinson Jr., but maybe just wait until the game to see. And I'm sure you don't have to make a decision yet, so you probably just want to wait on that one. And then pick 2 off of waivers: Aaron Rodgers, Danny Dimes, Penix Jr., Coleman, or Fannin Jr. I would say Penix Jr., Coleman, Fannin Jr. in that order, and you could just put in claims for both of them, for all 3 of them. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Superflex League, would you want to pick up Danny Dimes, Tillman, or Dylan Sampson more? Dylan Sampson. Running backs are Cook, Eckler. I mean, you need it if those are your running backs anyway, bro. Cook, and I like Cook there. He looks solid. And Harvey, sure. But we're waiting on that one, so you definitely could use him. AJB, Neighbors, McMillan, Hunter, Mooney, you're definitely in a better position at wide receiver. So, yes, make that move. Appreciate you. This one here from Serge. Serge, thank you very much for the super chat. What change do I need? QB Joe Burrow, JJ McCarthy, Henderson, Walker, Mason, Najee, Jamar Chase, Hunter, Devontae Smith, Adunze, Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is going to be okay, which is great news. Devontae Smith and Walker for one better player. Devontae Smith and Walker for one better player. You probably need a running back, but that's what I'm doing. Devontae Smith and Walker for one better player. Hampton comes to mind. You've already got Hendy. I think people are freaking out about a lot of players, but Hampton would be my number 1 target, Serge. You know, Kyron's kind of undervalued. Like, we had people in the chat when we started the live stream saying Kyron's like overrated. It's like, what are you talking about? Walker, Hampton, and my running back Ollie, Tootin, bench. I need to replace Walker, wide receiver Nico, Egbuka, Sutton, Pearsall, McMillan, Addison. A McMillan or Pearsall or Sutton with Walker to get a slight upgrade. I'm going after Hampton. Hampton's probably my favorite go-get in some of these situations. I love Hendy as well. I'd go get Hendy or Hampton using Walker and one of those wide receivers. Thank you very much for the super chat. Would you trade away London and Ibuka for Jamar Chase? Damn, that's a tough one. Chat, can I get a vote on this one? My wide receivers and starters are London, BTJ, Ibuka, Rice on my bench. Would you trade away London and Ibuka for Jamar Chase? Can I get a vote on that one, please? Check out the chat's vote on that question, and let's see what they say. That is such a tough question. I'd probably say, given we don't know what London's situation is, it makes it tempting. But I think you're probably better off having the two players. But let's see what people say. No way, no way, no way. Yes, no way, yes. Hell no, no way, nope, nope. Yes, yes. I don't know. I think it's closer than the no's and the no ways say, but that's because Chase didn't do anything. But I'd probably say I'd rather have Buka in London, and I think London will be fine. You're kind of running the risk of what if London isn't, but 10-man PPR, Knicks, Chuba, Pollard, Harvey, Ollie, JCM, Benson, McBride, London, Golden. Panicking wants Ladd and Harvey for Achane and Pittman. I'd probably say I want Ladd and Harvey. He's not panicking that much. He's trying to get more value from you. I mean, at the end of the day, Ladd and Achane are not that far apart, and Harvey probably will be very far above Pittman. Just because he isn't yet, just be patient. Wide receivers in every league this week. Appreciate you, Smitty. Debo is a monster. Outlook on Achane. I don't know. Very questionable. The situation's very, very questionable. I'm certainly not selling low, and I'm definitely buying low, but I don't know that I feel ultra confident in saying that it will for sure get better because Miami Mike might get fired. Trade Kyler, McBride for Allen and Warren. I'd probably rather have Josh Allen and Warren, and then I'd flip Warren for like a Tyler Warren and some deal, even if I'm giving up more, and then I have the best of both worlds. And what can I get for K9 and Adams? Probably Hampton, Hendy would be a nice start. You know, I'd obviously go after like a Lamb or something, but you're probably not going to get it. I think Nico is a good buy low right now too. Have Achane, Hampton. You got Hampton already. Nico would be a good buy low. Buka, CD, Debo, Keenan Allen, wide receivers. Hendy would be the other choice. Thank you, Travis. Appreciate your super chat. This one right here, pick up Fields or Penix Jr. As you probably watched us break it all down, Penix Jr. gets the nod. Trade BTJ for Evans and Pollard. No, I'm taking BTJ. I don't know why you'd even consider that. Have Gibbs. Yeah, your team's good. Be careful on some of these trades, guys. You're getting like down after 1 week. You're getting too jostled. Like the fact that some people are giving up on Bo Nix after 1 week when he did have a real nice touchdown strike and did show some promise. He just kind of had a bad game. Lost today with Ibuka on the bench. How do I right the ship? Who did you start in place of him? T-Mac? Or just Travis Hunter, maybe. But AJB, Garrett Wilson, and Travis Hunter, is that what you did? I mean, that was hard at the time. It was not, but Ibuka is so good. I mean, you can't sit him anymore. You're probably going to trade somebody, bro. You're probably going to trade, I don't know, Javonte or ETN with T-Mac for some sort of player upgrade. Nico's a great go-get right now. T-Mac and ETN, or Javonte and T-Mac for a wide receiver. Like, you know, you could buy London injured. JSN would be a great go-get. I like JSN a lot. Thank you for the super chat, young man. Angel Hernandez with a $20 hauler. Appreciate you, Angel. To the freaking moon, Angel, my man.
Give me $50 holler. Get better.
Let's see here. Angel, what's up, my boy? Good job on hitting a lot of the players. Thank you. Need JJ to be number 1 tomorrow. Ingram hurt me. Going for Fannin. Drop Braylon Allen or T. Law. Rough week, but Not worried. Trade Wilson high or keep him. I would just shop him. You know, if you can get like a Nico, or you could do some sort of Hendy and a Hunter or something like that, like a combo like that. I'd be very intrigued by that. As far as T-Law and Braylon Allen, I'd probably say if you don't need the quarterback, I'd probably go dropping T-Law. Have Stroud, Herbert, Penix on waivers. Pick one. I'm going to go probably Herbert, then Penix Jr. in that order. And that's, you know, Stroud I don't grab. But Herbert's very steady, bro. It's very, very good ad. What are we doing with Achane? We're holding him unless we can sell him high, Adam. I don't think anybody's going to buy him. I mean, what are you going to do? How are you going to get rid of him? You know, Hampton, maybe another doubted player, Hampton or Hendy, but at that point, it's like I still believe in Achane enough. Bad week from Dak, 7 points, but Henry saved the day. Attaboy rock out. Henry was a baller today. Still starting Harvey over Dobbins in week 2. We just got to hear the news right now. Maybe we look at Dobbins. I don't know. I have both. Dobbins had like 16 carries. It could change at any moment. It will eventually change. Harvey is the future. There's no doubt about it. He's a second-round draft capital player, and J.K. will probably get hurt. Thoughts on JMO and McLaurin? I'd probably say that they're pretty solid bounce-back candidates. Like they're a pretty good elite wide receiver 2 and elite wide receiver 2 for somebody. And because you have both of them, it's possible you don't have a 1. And I do like those wide receivers, but they're definitely dropping the ball right now. Would you play A.J. Brown week 2? Absolutely. As long as there's, you know, not a player like Ibuka sitting there to take him out of the play, you know, and then you're going to go Ibuka. You're going to go with Debo. You're going to go with even Travis Hunter over A.J. Brown until we know A.J. Brown's healthy. But would I start him? Sure. It just depends on the context. Definitely think he's worth starting if he's playing and you don't have better options. We got a good battle in the Mars Man 50-50. I haven't looked. I didn't know if I ended up catching up to you. Trade my Lamar and JMO for Henry and Derrick Henry and Harvey and Burrow. Lamar and JMO. Yes, I take Derrick Henry, Harvey, and Burrow. That's probably one of the easiest trade questions I've had received all week. That's crazy if that's actually being offered. This one here from Ibuka to the moon. How about them Bills, baby Sharps taking over and neighbors buy low? Yes and yes. And congrats on your Buffalo Bills. What a comeback. It was such a great comeback. So fun to watch. Bruce, appreciate you. Ingram, a bust. Scary Terry. Ollie Gordon. Ingram, we got to find out what the news is, but I mean, he got hurt. So am I going to call him a bust? He got hurt. And Scary Terry, I think, is just shaking off the rust. And then Ollie Gordon's a hold because once he gets in there, he's going to ball out. So, or once he gets the volume, he's going to ball out. Keon Coleman, loyal dynasty owner, big year. I think we're maybe seeing a 1,000-yard, 8 to 10 wide receiver. I'm excited for it. He showed up really big today. I have London, Neighbors, Buka, Keon Coleman, Rice to sell. I'd probably look to sell Keon Coleman on the high to see if you can get a Mason or a Hendy or something ridiculous like that. Like that's a pretty decent. That's a pretty decent haul. Gage, appreciate you. T-Law, Genty, Hendy, BTJ, Garrett Wilson, Marv, Ingram, being offered Debo and Fields for my Marv. Thoughts, Penix, and JD and Daniels on waivers. Penix Jr. by far and away. As far as your team, Genty and Hendy and BTJ and Garrett Wilson and Marv is fantastic. Being offered Debo and Fields for my Marv. I'm going to say take Debo and Fields. I like Marv, but I do like Debo a little more. Chat, do you agree on that? Do you agree on that? That we're going to go after potentially Fields and Debo for Marv, and he's got T-Law? Makes sense, but Penix is on waivers, so you could pick up Penix Jr. So do we want Penix Jr. and Marv, and we get Penix Jr. off waivers, or do we want to keep the situation the way it is? Debo and Fields or Marv? Please vote. Gage, thank you for the super chat. And then didn't we have, let me see this $20 hauler earlier. It was Angels, right? Angels said, trade Wilson or keep him. I think Braylon Allen. No, there's somebody else that asked a question, and I felt like I asked the audience, and I didn't quite answer the question myself. Atticus, appreciate you. God, your boy's tired. 10-team half PPR league. Just traded MHJ and Pollard for Kyron and Bill. I like that. Smitty approve. And Debo is now my flex. That's fantastic, Atticus. You just absolutely crushed that trade. Fantastic job. Smitty approve what you just did. All right. I'm probably going to finish these super chats, and then I don't know if we'll go to phone calls or not. Just hang tight. 69 points out of who do I start? How screwed are you? Dak, Gibbs, Hampton, London, Evans, Loveland, Ted McMillan. Or no, sorry. Yeah, Ted McMillan and Hunter and Gordon and Javonte Strange. You got a good team. I mean, Dak, Gibbs, Hampton, London, Evans. I mean, come on. Don't panic on this. I'm keeping that team. And none of them you can sell none of them high. None of them. Maybe someone still buys Gibbs at the value they should, but I'm not selling a single player. What are you going to do? A dollar hauler from Sites. Thank you for dropping the super chat. The dollar super chat. Arthur says 10-man league, 2 PPR, 2 flex, QB Allen, CMC Henry, B Rob, Swift, Gordon, JSN, Metcalf, Hunter, Rice, Debo, Evan Ingram. Trade Debo for a better tight end. I mean, Evan Ingram's injured, so I don't know if you can pick somebody off waivers. But I don't know. Let's see. Metcalf, Hunter, Rice, Debo. I'm trying to pick someone off waivers. Can you tell me who's on waivers, Arthur? I'm going to say negative on trading Debo right now. Would I maybe trade Swift and Golden or Swift and Metcalf for one better player? Sure. Or if I was trading Debo, would I trade him for Nico Collins? You know how many people are asking me these weird and bad questions about Nico Collins right now? It's asinine. The fact that people don't think Nico can bounce back is just weird and wild. And I know that there's something to be worried about, but they'll fix it. And I'm not saying that the offense will be amazing, but they'll fix it in terms of throwing. One today, Smitty, thank you for all the great advice. Start Garrett Wilson or Tet next week. Going Garrett Wilson. Pretty easy call. How can you sit him and drop Golden for Keon Coleman? Probably say don't drop Golden, figure out another way, but I do want you to have Keon Coleman. I really do. Alrighty, Smitty, need your help. Drop Bryce Young. It's crazy we're there, huh? For Danny Dimes. I'm going to say no. Chad, am I wrong for that? I'd rather have Bryce Young for another week before I go turn to Danny Dimes and trust him. Drop Ollie for Judkins. In a vacuum, I'm okay with that, but I don't want you dropping Ollie unless you just can't fit him, because I think he could still be a monster. And yes, this is super flex. Okay, so I don't know that matters with this question, but that it's helpful to know. But I'd rather have Bryce Young. Tough call, though. All right, this one here from Finish, appreciate you. QB, Knicks, running back, CMC, JCM, ETN, and Tracy, wide receiver, BTJ, Evans, and Debo. Ingram, I want to trade CMC for a tight end upgrade or a better wide receiver. Thoughts on what you should do? Go to the Tyler Warren owner so that it doesn't cost you the whole value going straight into the tight end swap. You can get Tyler Warren and an additional piece like Harvey, or shoot higher than that, because right now you can get more. Hampton. You can literally trade PMC for Tyler Warren and a Kyron type player, or at least a Hampton and Tyler Warren and maybe another piece. CMC should get you a boatload right now. A boatload. If you don't get a boatload for him, you're really dropping the ball. Waiver wire, Zach Ertz, Hunter Henry or Jonu or Jawan. I'm going to say probably Zach Ertz right now. He's just in a better position to probably score each week. Thanks for the picks. Most points in the league by over 20. Thank you, pal. Appreciate the confidence. $10 hauler. Hey, Smitty, and congrats, by the way. Hey, Smitty, my team is a 12-man. My roster is T-Law, Bucky, Kenneth Walker, Amon-Ra, Pickens, T-Mac, Diggs, McBride, benches, Dak, Ridley, Mooney, Jordan Mason, waiver wire looking thin. Need to make some moves before the bye week. T-Law, Bucky, K. I'd trade Kenneth Walker, and if you don't have Sharps, yeah, you shouldn't even have him. Kenneth Walker and T-Mac for like one better player. Hampton or higher. Obviously, Kyron. Nico's a great go-get player. Pickens and Kenneth Walker for Nico is even something that I would explore. I love that. Nico's probably one of the better go-get players right now in fantasy because I'm seeing panic that is crazy and widespread. Just absolutely ludicrous thinking from people. Like, should I not cut him necessarily, but should I bench him? I've had some Nico Collins bench questions. Should I bench Nico Collins? And then you got guys like this where Slick Rick says Hendy is a bust. So, after one game, no offense, Slick Rick, but you put it out there. After one game, this guy's willing to write off Hendy. You don't think we can go get Hendy for pennies on the dollar? I mean, this is what we saw. This is the same person that probably doubted Achane when he was a rookie, doubted Kyron for 2 straight years, doubted, all these players, JD5. 12-man non-PPR trade ideas, Bijan, Kyron, Hampton, JSN, Hendy, Egbuka, Baker, Tyler Warren, JCM, Horton, Mims. Egbuka to the moon, you called it first. Thank you, Danny. Appreciate you. Love the team. I'm not touching it. Maybe JCM and JSN. JCM and JSN for like some Nico or wide receiver that's being doubted around that territory. Or you buy London injured and hopes that turns around. Did you say drop Njoku for Fannin? I did not. I'm not saying that I'd rather have Njoku, so if worse came to worse, I would maybe do it. But I'd rather you keep both of them or trade Njoku, or that's just your 1-2 punch and you're waiting to put Fannin in, I suppose. But I don't know. Fannin feels like a real nice play, even right now. So I would say in a vacuum, yes, I guess I would, but try and trade Njoku. There are people that would trade for him. Barkley for Amon-Ra plus Brian Robinson Jr. plus Harvey. I'd rather have Amon-Ra and Harvey because I believe in Harvey long-term on the season. And I think Amon-Ra is potentially... I still, doesn't matter how good Barkley did, I still worry about him getting injured. Ebuka to the moon says B-Rob, Coleman for Devontae Smith and Addison. He has C-Mac. B-Rob and Coleman for Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith and Addison aren't enough for me. I'm going to make them overpay, and those aren't wide receivers I necessarily need or really want to go acquire in a trade. 12-man non-PPR trade ideas. Bijan, Kyron, Hampton, JSN, Hendy, Buka. Did I look at this one already? I definitely love this team. The only thing I'm willing to do, I think I did say this one, JCM and JSN for a big monster. That's the only thing. A book to the moon. Yeah, I did answer this one. Thank you very much for the super chat. And then Alex with the final super chat. We are cleared. I worded my last super chat poorly. I meant, would you trade my Achane and one of Drake London or BTJ? I meant, would you trade my Achane and one of Drake London or BTJ? My team is Dak, Achane. For what though, Alec? You didn't really say in this one. Let me see. Trade ideas. Thinking of BTJ or London for Achane. Okay, I gotcha. Keep BTJ because London's injured. Trade London for Achane. That I would do. I'm not saying I'm like fully doubting him or anything, but I think London is, I would probably take that. That's not a bad move. I think we're done for today. I'm just exhausted. This is the third live stream. We'll be back tomorrow though. Okay. We'll be back tomorrow. I got 1,300 people in here. I don't want to leave. I'll take a couple phone calls real briefly. And then sometimes this stuff ends up dragging out another hour, but we'll run the risk. Speedy phone calls only, and I'm only going to load the phone line up with like 4 or 5 people.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
We're literally going to, as soon as I say the phone lines are full, you can stop calling because I won't add any more. Hang tight, caller. I'll be right with you. Just mute yourself real quickly. I'll be right with you. And caller, mute yourself. I'll be right with you. I'll be right with you. Just keep yourself muted, please. And then let's see. Last caller I'm going to add is this one right here. And the phone lines are closed. So guys, mute yourself until I call upon you. Rock out as quickly as you can. We're doing speed round only. No full team breakdowns. 1 question each. Rock out. Hit me with it.
Are you playing Dak or Penix next week? I know it's early.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm going to fully commit to this one yet, but I'd say phone lines are closed, by the way, for those that are trying to call in. I'd probably say in a vacuum, my boy. I don't know. Let's see here.
But that got a pretty easy match with the Giants.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm gonna
probably say Dak. Dak for me. Dak for me. Penix Jr. is on the road at Minnesota. I'll say Dak. Yeah. I think Dak bounces back hardcore.
Yeah, he didn't have a bad week.
It wasn't his fault. Yeah. All right, rock out. Call tomorrow. Appreciate you.
Cool.
347. You're live. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Matt from New York.
What's up, Matt? What can I do for you?
Yeah, would you trade Hampton and Debo for BTJ and Warren, the tight end?
Hampton and Debo for BTJ and Warren? And
yeah, the tight end Warren.
And what would you? Who's your tight end now? Ingram or something? Kittle.
My tight end now is Tucker Kraft.
I mean, Kraft's pretty good.
Yeah, he's all right. I feel like Warren gets way more volume though. It seems.
Yeah, I mean, sure, but I mean, you are who you lose. Who's going into the spot that you're losing? So this running back spot. So if you have Hampton now and you have Debo, BTJ, and obviously those are paired up, wide receiver. So who is going to be in the lineup at running back if you trade Hampton?
I would have Bucky and Hendy.
But that's not really answering my question. You have Bucky and Hendy in your lineup anyway. So Hampton is coming out of your lineup. Who's going in for Hampton?
I would have. Well, I would have Hampton. Like right now, I have Hampton, Bucky, and Debo in my lineup. In my flex spot. In my flex, like I don't even. I have Henderson on my. I had Hendy on my bench.
Okay, so Hendy goes into your lineup. Okay, so I'd rather have Hendy, BTJ, and Warren, I think, than Debo, Hampton, and Hendy on the bench. Yeah, I'm okay with the trade, but there's pros and cons to it. I love Hampton still. I like Debo, but I do think that this is a more powerful side. So I'm going to say BTJ side. All right, bro. Got to roll. Appreciate you. Nice trade. 918, you're live. What's your name and where are you calling from, 918?
Thank you, Smitty. I'm calling from Oklahoma. So, hey, would you trade Kenneth Walker, Malik Neighbors for Puka Nuka and Hendo?
Puka Nuka. Kenneth Walker, Malik Neighbors.
Malik for Puka and Henderson.
So 2 for 2?
2 for 2, yes, sir.
Walker Neighbors for Puka Hendy. I'm going to take Puka Hendy. I think Walker could end up just dropping off. And while I love Neighbors, always have, the injury risk is real. So is Puka though. Puka he's always getting hurt, but he's so good. Hey, I'm trusting this side, but it's very close. But this side for Puka Hendy. Puka Hendy.
Okay.
All right, bro.
And just want to say thank you for the Justin Herbert advice last week. Got me one this week because of that. Thank you so much, and have a great night. Thank you.
Appreciate you later. All right, final phone caller, 850. You're live. What can I do for you?
Hey, Smitty. It's Will, and it's my call is Orange Beach, Alabama.
What can I do for you, pal?
Hey, so I got Harold Fannin, and I got the Kincaid tight ends, full PPR, NFC draft. I just don't see the snap usage. I don't know what's wrong with Buffalo. They don't want to use him. They want to keep throwing out Knox for some reason. I get it. But I don't understand. I'm at the point. Fannin to me could look like a league winner. So I'm going to go with him. What's your thoughts over that?
Sure. I'm fine with that. Buffalo is very weird.
I'm just tired of it.
They're very
I'm just
weird.
tired of it. I don't understand. He's a great. He could be great.
He could be very good. He could be very good. But yeah, it's almost like they want to not use consistently players. They want to. It's almost like use your players consistently. No. That's how it feels.
Yeah.
It feels like it's no. We'll do what we want.
Same thing with Hendy.
You want us to
Same
use
thing
our
with Hendy. It's like they don't use their best players. And I'm like, are they trying to lose on purpose?
Let's be patient with Hendy because Hendy caught 6 footballs. You can't catch 6 footballs if you're not on the field. So we just got to remember that the game, like even Gibbs, the game script wasn't there. Bajan, the game script wasn't there. Bajan and Bucky and also Gibbs, none of those guys ran the ball well at all. So Hendy didn't either. So the whole week was weird. Be patient with Hendy. Hendy's one of the best buy lows, period.
I got him everywhere.
Jason,
yeah, I'm not letting him go.
Yeah, Jason City dropped a $20 super chat. Jason, let me look. All right, go. I gotta go, bro. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, Jason, let me look for your super chat. Jason. Jason said, bro, I dropped a $20 super chat. I don't see it. You didn't, Jason. I don't see it. Maybe it didn't go through. This one here from Adam. Adam says, is Debo new wide receiver 1 in Washington? I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves and think that McLaurin not having a good game wasn't easy to see coming with the Holden. I mean, Holden or holdout players always struggle their first game back or first couple games back. But I will say Debo looks damn good. And they could rotate. I think they're 1B and 1B. 5 for 5 wins in my home leagues today. Put up 170 in 2 leagues. Thanks for such a great offseason. I wouldn't have drafted guys like Abuka without you. This is my full 3rd year early QB. Attaboy, Rhino. You know what? On that note, just positivity. Seeing Rhino drop a super chat. He's 5 for 5. I have a responsibility to open the phone lines for another round.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
I mean, who am I? Who am I to end the show? I work for you. Who the hell do I think I am? But rapid fire, no long questions, please. Because I'll hang up on you even though I work for you. I will hang up on you. John dropping the super chat. Appreciate you, John. He says, can you name a few players I should trade CMC for? Hampton, Hendy, even Harvey, but you're going to get something massive if you end up trading for Harvey for CMC, because that's like small potatoes. So you're getting a monster on top of it. I'm running on fumes. It's true, but that's okay. That's, it's what I do. I definitely during the season get worn down, but I'm not worn out. Mute yourself real quickly. I'll be right with you. Mute yourself. I'll be right with you. Okay, pal? Just hit mute if you could. So if you're going to go like Hampton, you can get like a Ladd. Ladd's a very good buy low. Tomorrow will be buy low, sell high. Ladd's a very good buy low. Hampton's a good buy low. Nico Collins is a good buy low. CMC for Nico and a Harvey. Like, that's what I'm talking about. You get Harvey, you get like a whole extra player. You go for like a Hampton. Mute yourself real quickly and turn down background noise if you could. I'll be right with you. If you go for like, let's say Garrett Wilson's like so hard to trade for now. MHJ, I think MHJ you can still trade for. What did MHJ finish with? What was his actual line? Loved seeing him score. That was so fun. It was everybody just ripping on him. And he had 5 for 71. I'd say he's still kind of underrated. I think you can still get him in a trade. I think Ladd McConkey and Nico are two of the most attractive buy low players right now. BTJ's even attractive because I think people that own BTJ, they feel like they skated by, they got that touchdown. So those are all, but you want to get 2 players when you trade someone like Christian McCaffrey. 100%. All right, hit this. I'm going to go quickly, please. No full team breakdowns. 360, you're live.
What up, Smitty? Quick question for you. If I'm going to be trading, I want to trade Metcalf and Swift. You told me about that when I dropped a super chat. You think I should try to go for like Amon-Ra or Puka?
I mean, try. You pull it off and tell us about it, and we'll tell our grandkids about it. I don't think you're pulling
Who
that
else do you think that I should aim for, maybe?
I mean, try for Nico because I'm getting people, literally multiple people asking if they should bench Nico this week for, I don't want to say scrubs, but, not very good players. Yeah. So if you go after Genty, I would be laughing if you got it, but I would not be completely shocked. Hendy, I would not be shocked if you got it. I'd be laughing. Hampton, same thing. Those are just a few very, very quick names that you could easily try and move this. Now, Swift, the person you're trading with might want to wait to see what Swift does. Or maybe they're the gambling type that wants to do it before the game. So you just kind of depends on that. But if Swift goes in as a good game, this will be a lot easier to do. If Swift drops a nothing burger, this is no longer in play for any of this. So you've got to try and push for it before the game. And I personally don't care if Swift does good. I'd try and push for it to see, that you get it done before the outcome, ends up happening. And I wouldn't feel bad if Swift did good. I still don't trust him.
Okay, I'll try to get like Hampton or Hendy.
All right. Cool. Later,
Thank
bro.
you.
Yeah, appreciate you. All right. This one from Eric. Eric says, should we sell high on Flowers and Garrett Wilson? I'm going to probably hold Garrett Wilson, bro. I mean, it was telegraphed that he was going to have a good year, and he had a good game, so I don't think it's an anomaly by any means. So I'm definitely not doing, but yeah, I mean, other than Garrett Wilson, sure. 10-team PPR trade Kelsey for Pitts. In the buy lows, again, Hampton, Ladd, Nico, they're all different varieties, so you have to almost give up more, or you could do them straight up. 10-team PPR trade Kelsey for Pitts. I don't think so. With London, if London's out a while, maybe. But I think, we can't dismiss that long touchdown grab that Kelsey had where he looked pretty fast, and I think that now that you've got Worthy out for an extended period of time, we're going to find out more tomorrow exactly how long. I think, you might see this team game plan around Kelsey more for the first 6 weeks here, or 5 more weeks. So they didn't have the chance to, or even a need or desire to do that walking into the game, but now they're going to have to. So, 671, you're live. Where are you calling from? What's your name? Hello? 671, hello? Are you 671? Okay, 671, you're gone. 847, you're live.
Hey, Smitty.
Yeah.
Quick question. Well, not really a quick question, but like, what's your take on the Dolphins? They looked absolutely atrocious, and do you think it might get any better?
It's got to get better. It's got to get better. I don't know how it could get worse. Who's their matchup next week? Let me pull it up here. I mean, it's got to get better, right? It has to be. They're so bad, bro. They're so bad. Miami Mike McDaniel's going to get fired immediately. I wouldn't be surprised. They're at home versus
New England next week, and then Buffalo and the Jets after that.
Yeah. I think they'll be pretty decent next week. When I say that, I just mean like the running game, maybe. I don't know. I think Miami Mike gets fired. Let me merge this call real quick. Mute yourself. I'll be right with you. Just hit mute if you don't mind. I think Miami Mike gets fired sooner than later. I don't know that they'd let this thing go the distance. They just can't. If he doesn't turn things around at all. And while New England's got their, the pros and cons for the matchup, they should be able to do damage. They should be able to run the ball. They should be able to, and if they can't, I don't know what happens. I really don't know that you can let this thing continue. I don't know what the quickest a coach has been fired before in the last decade, but let's ask Kruger that question. Maybe he knows the answer. Let's ask him. Sometimes he has stuff like this, and sometimes he doesn't actually know the answer to this kind of question. Let me see if I can get Kruger. Hello, McFly. Let me see. He's such a... Sometimes he does not come up when I need him to come up. All right, hold on. Here he comes. Kruger, when was the last... What was the earliest a head coach in the NFL has ever been fired? And what year was it? Like 2 games in, 3 games in?
Well, Smitty, if we're talking about the earliest a head coach has ever been fired in NFL history, there's a pretty famous example that goes all the way back to the 1970s. In 1976, the San Diego Chargers actually fired their head coach, Tommy Prothro, after just 1 game into the regular season. That's about as early as it
Okay,
gets.
give me something in the 2000s and beyond. What's the earliest?
Absolutely, Smitty. Jumping forward into the 2000s, one of the notable early firings was in 2008. The St. Louis Rams let go of their head coach, Scott Linehan, after just 4 games into that season. So that's a pretty early in-season firing in the 21st century.
I don't know. I mean, Miami Mike McDaniel, how far do you let this thing go? But to answer the question, bro, I think they probably run the ball well. I think they have to. If they don't, he's gone. I mean, they got to do something about it fast. Look, the end of the day, what did Achane do? Pretty decent. Scored a touchdown, holding a bunch of balls. He's kind of game scripted.
Yeah, he did fine. He was the only salvageable piece of that offense.
Yeah, but do I think that Gordon can figure out a way to be relevant? I do. I think everyone's gonna drop Gordon, and that's fine. In Dynasty, I'm gonna recommend people trade for him. He had only 2 carries. That's all they used him for. But Achane had 7. That's not a lot. I mean, no one had any carries. Gordon had 2 carries. Achane had 7. This team, this is the most dynamic running back room you could probably find in the NFL, or at least top 5. And they gave him 7 carries and 2 carries. And yes, I know that the game script is so bad, but Achane catching 3 balls for 20 yards and a touchdown, not a very sustainable amount of touches to get that production, though. We're lucky to get the touchdown in a sense, but I mean, that's kind of what Achane does, though.
Right.
Am I buying Achane? Yes. At a discount? Yes. Am I buying him anywhere near his 12, 13, 14 overall value and, looking back on draft day? Absolutely not. If I went to somebody and I'm like, I want to buy Achane, and they're like, yeah, well, sell him for equivalent 13, 14, 15 overall value, I would say, you ludicrous? What's going on here? The Achane doesn't have that value anymore. And so I'm not buying him. But would I also sell him? I would, but are you going to get what you want to get out of it? You got to get creative. you got to go after Hampton, another buy low. So on the buy low, sell high video, my examples would be, if you own him, shopping him is smart. Genty just dropped a bad game, 2 yards per carry. Hampton dropped a bad game. Kyron didn't get I mean, our whole gauntlet of players, Hendy, nobody's getting carries. No one's getting yards on the ground. So there's a lot of buy low opportunity, almost a sidestep, a lateral looking move, and then Hendy goes, explodes, and then you're like, I'm glad I stepped from Achane into Hendy, and I even got something. Or maybe you didn't. You know, we're stepping into from Achane into Hampton, and then you get a tiny little upgrade somewhere. Like those are really smart moves, and they're capable because both players were slumping coming out of week 1. So, and what the psychology behind that is that if you've got a slumping player and you don't believe in them, you're kind of more willing to go get someone else's slumping player that you haven't had to endure that from that perspective yet. You're like, well, it's worth a better gamble. Let me just swap, your risky player for my risky player because I don't know that this is going to go well. So you want to get a risky player. You want to go after Hampton. You want to go after Hendy. You want to go after Genty. You want to go after Nico if you're going to sell Achane. All right, got to go, bro. Appreciate you.
Thanks.
Yep. Next caller, 671. You're live. Okay. I think that's the second time he's kept himself on mute and doesn't take himself off. All right. I have Kyler. How much fab to drop? I don't know. I'm not saying I don't want to try and answer this question for you. I definitely do want to, but my best advice is that you got to go to your waiver wire, look historically at it, and see what the percentage or the number is that people are dropping. Because I would say, number, and then it's not even close to that number. There's some leagues where I totally overshoot. So, Beach says, I told all of you about Danny Dimes last night. Okay. Well, why don't we talk in a week? I mean, maybe it takes 3 weeks. I don't know. I highly doubt you're going to be saying the same thing in a couple weeks. And Adam doesn't like Travis Hunter. Good. This is what we need. We need more people to think Travis Hunter's trash. Guy caught, 6 balls? Like, what are we doing? He was used pretty nicely. He was more involved than BTJ, except for BTJ ran the ball in, which was nice, and Hunter could have just as easily gotten that. All right, last phone caller, 671. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Smitty.
Yeah, bro, this is the third time you called in, and I can't hear a word you're saying. You're not even talking.
Hey, I know. It's
what are you
Vlad.
doing?
It's Vladimir.
Vlad, what can I do for you, Vlad?
Hey, man. Sorry about that. I was on a work phone, so it was giving me issues. I'll make it quick. Njoku for Fannin?
Sure. I mean, you're taking a little bit of a gamble. You know that, right? But I like Fannin. So, yes.
I do. Yeah, I do, too.
But it's a gamble. It's a gamble, though. Don't blame it on me after.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a gamble.
What do you think about Dart, Jackson Dart?
I mean, go rewatch the show because we broke all this down already. But at the end of the day, here's the waiver board, and go watch the quarterback part of this. He's gonna probably get in there in week 2. I don't see how he's not. And Dable didn't even let him speak to the media, which he was supposed to. He didn't even let him talk to the media because he knew the media was gonna be like, "Oh, what are you doing?" So yeah, I mean, I think he's better, obviously, and we knew this going in. Everybody's like, Russell Wilson looks so good, he's still got it, and we're like, no, we've seen this story before. He's trash. Russell Wilson is trash. He's a party trick. He's a moonball artist that goes to the Pro Bowl, and there's the little cones and the drills, and he looks great. But this is a guy that talks to imaginary people while he runs out of the tunnel. And I don't understand why anybody fell for this again. But Dart is not necessarily a lock. Just because, think about it, bro. Russell Wilson looked good in the preseason. Dart looked good in the preseason. Mm-hmm. We know we can't just translate that. I do like Dart a little more than I did, for sure. And I admit that. But I'm still skeptical. And it's also a rookie, and he hasn't played first team defenses through whole, entire games. He might get rocked and throw hospital balls, and I'm worried like crazy about Neighbors.
All right, cool.
All right, good talk.
Thanks. Bye.
All right, later. Travis, did you have anything else you wanted to bring up? If you wanted, you can call him real quick, and then we'll be jumping out of here pretty soon. I have Kyler. How much fab? I don't know. You just gotta know your league. You gotta go look at the waiver wire, historical waiver wire numbers, and see if it's $500, let's say, or $200. If it's $500 and the highest anybody's ever gone for so far this year is like $82, then you drop $90. Also look at the difference in the players. If if you see somebody like I don't know, a player like Krosky Merritt went for like $150 out of 200 or something, then you're probably going to be looking at a similar player like Benson going for the same amount. But just because Krosky Merritt went for 150 out of 200 doesn't mean that a player like, let's call it Woody Marks would go for that. Just any old player, he'd probably go for a lot less. So just kind of depends what you're working with and what you're trying to get. If it seems like it's a player that could be arguably the most sought after player so far this season to be picked up, then I would go to the waiver wire historical data and see this year what was the highest somebody went for. That way you don't end up making a mistake. Otherwise you could end up screwing it all up. Beach TV, watch your mouth and in terms of what you're dropping in the chat, otherwise you'll end up being out of here. Okay, I'm just letting you know. Not to mention when you say things like you did, the message isn't even going through. We're not trying to block it. It just gets blocked. But you want to be in here, comment. And you can keep running your mouth about Danny Dimes. No one's listening. No one cares about that. No one's taking that seriously. It's like, I don't know. You're just talking a bunch of walls. No one's absorbing what you're saying about Danny Dimes anyway. When I see the message, I'm just thinking to myself, I'm sorry that happened, or I'm happy that happened to you, whatever this paragraph's about. And, see you later. But you don't need to be saying what you're saying in your messages that are getting blocked and quarantined because you've got some disgusting conversation going on. The Raiders are going to be a nightmare to the whole AFC West. You like how everybody who is talking smack about the Raiders is nowhere to be found. HN and Puka for CD and Hampton. Beach, I know you like Danny Dimes, but what I'm trying to tell you is, as of this moment, nobody buys into him being some sort of long-term. This to us is when Darnold looked good and we're like, what? And then he fell apart. Like, this is what we all see. So you're acting like this victory lap you're taking is on some very firm ground. Your victory lap, you're just going to fall through a trap door and 15 steps in. So, I mean, you can act like you got it all figured out with Danny Dimes, but no one here believes it. Like, read the room. Chat, raise your hand or thumb up if you think Danny Dimes is actually the real deal, and thumb down if you think he's not. Let's just get a feel, because you're saying everybody called me crazy, and now I'm here to no. You're coming into the chat and people still don't believe in Danny Dimes, so nothing has changed. You're in good shape. If you got excited about coming into the chat tonight because you thought everybody was going to be like, this guy called the Danny Dimes thing. What are we doing? Mashed potatoes. That's what you think you were going to get. I got good news for you. People still don't believe, so you're going to be even happier next week if it ends up coming true again. So you still got a whole round to go, multiple rounds. Nobody's believing in Danny Dimes. Read the chat, read the room. You're coming in to get a victory lap. No victory laps are getting dished out on that one. Okay. Dimes is back. He's back. We are so back. We are so get the meatloaf ready. Dimes is back.
I smell meatloaf.
Ma, the meatloaf. Dimes is back. Woo! Woo! All right. How long has this stream been going on? I am exhausted. What is this? How long we been here? Been here for 2 hours and 10 minutes. Okay. I got CMC. Do I wait a few weeks to sell them high, or should I sell them high? I mean, explore it now. Just explore it. And the best way to do that is to pretend you don't really want to sell them. You just say, hey, who's here to trade? I would have traded CMC, but he's back. And then maybe someone pokes around, you know. Danny Dimes is back. We are so back. We are so back. John, we already looked. It didn't come through. John keeps saying, can you make sure Super Chat wasn't missed? Jason, I don't see it. Let's see here. I found a message where you're saying, can you just ask the question again? You said, geez, I supported your show. That's all that matters. I sent the confirmation code in the transaction. I'm not mad at you, Jason. I just don't have it, so there's nothing I can do. So can you ask the question again right now, and I'll answer it for you? I mean, I'm not trying to be a stickler about it. I just don't have it. So like, what am I supposed to do? So just drop a question. You don't have to do another super chat necessarily. I'm just saying, drop the question, and then I'll answer it right now. I got you sorted so that I got your questions and your comments alone. So I'm just waiting for you. And I will answer it for you. I'm not trying to, like, you know, pull one over on you, bro. You know, I'm here for you. But I just can't I can't answer something I don't see. It just didn't go through or something. I don't know. So I'll wait for you to type it in. This one here from Aaron. Aaron says, my first Dynasty 9 out of 10 got JCM. Pick 9 out of 10. Got JCM, Tootin, Woody Marks. Good rookie picks. I traded my last pick for Likely. Then picked up Chisholm and Loop and Felton. First Dynasty, I was in 9, 10. Got JCM, Tootin, Woody Marks. JCM, Tootin, and Woody Marks. Yeah. I mean, there's upside there. I like those guys. Let's see if I don't know if Jason, I'll come back and look for you. I don't see anything now, so I will come back. Aaron, thank you for the super chat. Good rookie picks. Look, JCM looks like a great rookie pick. Woody Marks could be. I think Chubb's not going to stay healthy, and then what happens? Mixon can't play right now. JCM and Tootin are very, very solid with JCM already in the starting role, so you're looking good. I like the two picks. Fannin is on waivers. Ivan Joku, Fannin, the better choice. We've gotten that question about 10 times, and it's a high-risk, high-reward play to cut Njoku and move on to the rookie that could be, not always, not for sure, could be some sort of complicated rotation and spotty play. But I do think he's got league-winning potential. But if he has like a bad week here or there because he's a young rookie, you got to understand that it's potentially an up and down thing. It's not going to be consistent and always easy to see coming. Let's see. Hold on. I'm having a tough time with this super chat. I appreciate you. Fannin is on waivers. Yeah, that's the one I already answered. And then this one here from Abdel, appreciate you. I got CMC already answered that one. Okay. I think I'm caught up. Aaron, thank you for the super chat. All right, let me go see if I can find... Jason, are you going to ask the question again? Apparently not. I'm trying to help you, bro. I'm trying my best. I am literally trying to give you very good service. But I need you to ask me the question. The super chat did not come through. So I can't help you until you ask me the question. Maybe the question's up here somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. I mean, it'd be so much easier if you just re-ask me the question, Jason. You didn't get to my super chat. I sent $20 super chat. Well, damn, are there refunds? Bro, I sent a $20. Just ask the question. I sent the super chat. I'm trying to screenshot. I don't need a screenshot. I love your show. I'm done trying to figure this out. How much should I drop on herbs? We don't know. $100 fab. There's no way to answer that. You got to know your own league, bro. You got to know your own league. Hey, Smitty, 12-man PPR, 2 QB, 3 running back, 1 wide receiver. I tried my best. Baker, HN, Hendy, JJ, JSN, DK, Andrews, Myers, bench, Herbert, IR, Ayuk. Should I go for Travis Etienne? I don't know. For what though? Like, you got HN and Hendy. You're not benching either one for Etienne. JJ, JSN, DK, Andrews. So I suppose for a flex maybe, but I don't know. You got Tank. I can understand why you want to. I would probably say not trading those RBs. And would anybody give you ETN without getting an RB? If so, then I would probably trade DK for him, I guess. Yeah, maybe. DK and ETN are pretty close. I think so. All right, I think I'm out of here, guys. Did Jason come back? Could have been from a previous video, i.e. the afternoon. Maybe. You know what? Let me go through. He's probably not even here, though. Jason, are you here, or did you just leave? He probably just left and was mad at me, but I'm literally trying to help him, but all you had to do is ask the question again. Let me see if I can find... Let me see if I can find his name. I bet it was from another show. Let me see if I can find it. Jason. Where are you, my boy? I don't even see it. I'm not saying it's not here. It's late. My eyes are trying to scan really quickly. But I don't know. I don't know if it was here. I'll look for it later, but bro, I wish you just ask me in the comments, Jason, if you watch this later. I know you're gone. Half the show has been looking for Jason's super chat. All right, I'm out of here. Appreciate you all. Thank you for the super chat, Solo. Deuce. Waiver Wire show has been complete. Here's the board one more time. Like and subscribe on your way out the door. We got 1,100 people still in the building. I hate leaving with that many of you here, but I do trust you and that you will subscribe, because if you don't, you won't know what's going on when we're doing it. Here it is. Like and subscribe. We go live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm live whenever big news breaks. So 8 p.m. Eastern every single Monday through Friday. Live whenever big news breaks, and live at midnight Eastern almost every single night. And we go live whenever games end. So I'll see you all later. Appreciate you all. Sorry I'm so exhausted. I'm almost incoherent right now. We'll be back tomorrow. Coleman video? I'll look for the Coleman video right now. Keon Coleman. Where are you? I'm looking for the Keon Coleman video right now. I'm trying to find it.
Get buckied. 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 Oh, Bucky.
Yeah.
Brown. Oh, yeah. Brown. Touchdown. You hear that sound? It's Chase Brown. Chase Brown, 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 Chase Brown.
Honey, what is that awful sound? Ma, that's Chase Brown. Ma, you got my Hot Pocket ready yet? Where are the batteries for my Game Boy?
Chase Brown. Chase Brown.
Live Monday through Friday. 8 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. Live whenever big news breaks. And live midnight Eastern almost every single night. Deuce.